All right, welcome back to an episode of the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. We talk about anything and everything wrestling. We are live in Houston, Texas right now. Hey, man, we about to get ready to turn up. But first, man, we got to get this out here, showing our respect to Jay Briscoe and praying for his family and just sending our condolences to them here at the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. Mm-hmm. So, all right.
We're just going to give a little moment of silence. Yeah. Break that in.
A little moment of silence, man.
All right, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for the main event.
And we are back, man. Hey, man, Mikey Manslaughter Fact in the building, man.
Professor OG Slacker here to drop the nuggets of knowledge on all the imbeciles, peons, and smarks out there.
And y'all know what time it is, man. Don't watch me, watch Dynamite TV. Guru Dynamite in the building.
Yes, sir. And also, man, we can't forget about our boys, man. We got Zello Smoke, man. He at the house right now. And, man, you know we can't forget about the Beige Bomber, the Petty Messiah, Corey Jarrett in the building. Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, we miss y'all guys, man. We got some special guests in the building.
Y'all know what time it is, man. We bringing back our boy, TJ freaking Gatsby.
Yeah, you already know who it is. The Messiah of Wrestle Talk, the visionary, the revolutionary TJ freaking Gatsby, a.k.a. Discount Montez Ford.
Yes, sir. Discount Montez Ford, man.
Discount, man. Hey, Chris Ortiz here, teacher, author, podcaster, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And man, hey, huge thank y'all for having me.
Man.
From the Be Someone podcast, man. I appreciate y'all guys.
Thank you.
Man, no problem, man.
We totally appreciate that, man.
Hey, man, we have a legend in the building right now, man. Hey, man. We have Mysterious Q in the building, man. Let's give it up for Mysterious Q, man.
Yes, sir. Let's go, man. Throw him up there. Throw him up there, man.
Hey, man. Whoo, man. Y'all just don't understand how happy I am right now. Oh, man.
My man wore a suit.
Hey, man. You know, y'all gonna make me hit it. Y'all gonna make me hit it. You know what? Forget it. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the one that's killing them all? Why is you, Manslaughter?
Oh, you worked on that.
Oh, yeah.
You worked on that one. Yeah, you worked on that one.
Hard time keeping these Stacey Adams down. These ain't gators. These ain't gators. But yeah, man.
I can't keep up today, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, man. You know, feeling good today. Have to, dress up for the occasion, man. We got Mysterious Q in the building, man.
Got Mysterious Q. So Q, man, it's all about you for the day, man. Just tell us how you got started in the business, and just give us a little background story on it.
It's crazy how I got started because wrestling been always something that was like, I would say like in the household. Like my mom, my grandmother, my dad, they were all fans of it. So like I just grew up like I had no choice but to like be a part of it. So it always just seemed like something like a dream. Like, all right, like that's on TV. Like I can't do that in real life. I gotta do like something real. The only thing that was like doable was sports. So after I graduated high school, I wasn't doing anything, which was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna date myself.
Hey, man.
It was at a time when I was like displaced from like New Orleans, Louisiana is where I'm from. And so I went through like a summer of not doing like nothing, just doing nothing, just playing video games.
Hey, man, we all had that. I had that for sure.
I was a bum. And I looked up like online. Well, I saw an episode of like Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah.
And like Nick was.
Yeah, he was trying to be a wrestler.
Yeah. And I looked, I was like, that look easy. Like, I could.
If he could do it, I could do it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So it took a while, and I looked up some schools, found Tugboat Tailors, which was like right across the street from Minute Maid Field, Stroh's.
Yeah.
But it was this bummy warehouse.
Man.
That's where I got my start. So
hey, you here now, like, man. You here now.
Premier Arena, but a little bit grungier. I can respect Premier Arena.
Oh man. So like getting into it and everything like that, how was your experience with Tugboat? Like what was your
person.
thought? Well, that too, but like you said, you wanted to do this, and it's like been in your family and everybody likes it. Like I'm really about to do this. And what was your thoughts walking into his building and actually getting in the ring?
All right, so I'm shy as hell. At the time, I was shy as hell.
Yeah.
So it took me like 3 times, like going there to actually like walk in and talk to him.
Oh, right.
First time I just drove, I was there and I drove right by. Second time I got out the car, I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I went up to like, it was like this garage door, like a bay. And like I seen the bumping and like I saw like somebody look at me. And like I got nervous and turned.
He was like, oh, they watching me. They watching me.
Yeah, the homeboy saying like, "Hey, go holler at him."
Yeah.
And it took the third time. I just walked in. I walked straight to him, and we chopped it up for a minute. First thought was, this not the guy I saw on TV. Like this is not Shockmaster.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head. I was like, yeah, this is not
Like, this
Shockmaster.
not Shockmaster.
Yeah.
But it was weird. Like he was real. How can I put this? Like he was real.
Yeah.
And he was telling me what I wanted to hear at that age. He was just like, yeah, just watch. I mean, he put me in the ring the first day I was there.
Mm-hmm.
It came easy to me like that. And he was just like, yeah, you know, you do this. And who knows, if you're good enough, you might get signed, get a contract, get some money. First you get the money, then you get your wife. And I was just kind of like,
So he fed you all that.
yeah. And I was just like,
He gave you the dream.
Look at that Scarface.
in case my mom listened, I was a virgin.
Oh
Chill.
man. Well, speaking of that, like, well, you said your parents was all into it, so I guess they did approve of you wrestling.
My mom did, yeah.
Okay.
She was the reason why, like, I really like went full force, like from conquering my fears of walking in there to walk in there. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was a point where like she thought I already had paid for like the wrestling school deposit,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't. Kind of got some shoes, and she went to like draw something out, and she was just like, "Why this ain't?" And she stopped, and she was like, "Don't ever let me down like that again."
Wow.
And like,
yeah.
you know, in hindsight, you hear stuff, and it's
Yeah.
I remember that like right there, like I knew exactly how I felt, and I was like, "All right, I'm not."
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. And going there, and I always wanted to know, like, how did you get there to Booker T, or was it any other stops in between?
Ooh, yeah. Okay. So I tried to go to Books like 2 times before I actually went to Books.
Okay.
Because Book didn't. I guess the first group of my first time of trying to go, I went with a group,
Yeah.
and Book did not like us.
Oh.
And I tell you, he. And I'm just being real. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
talking
no.
shit.
No. You good.
He didn't like us. So then I came back by myself because I had all my friends was there.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Davidson was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of other people was there. So I went back by myself, and Book was like, all right, cool. Yeah. I'm not going to charge you anything because you know how to work. Gym's open to you whenever you want to. I'd like to have you down. But mentally, I wasn't there. I was still like a kid.
Yeah.
I wanted to go do some other stuff.
Yeah.
And like I kind of pissed him off, so he was just like, "All right, you could dip." But I mean, I already stopped like training at that point. Like I was just done. So the time that I got to Book to where like everything took off was I had quit. I got hurt. I had quit the Book.
Yeah, because you know, I looked up and you said you broke your wrist or something like that. Was that the same time, or that was
Oh
different?
no, I broke my wrist like 3 weeks in the start.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This was
okay.
like I always had shoulders issues, but this one was bad, and I had quit, and I was just done with like the just the business.
Yeah.
And I had everybody asking me like, "Hey, come back, man, come back. We got this match. Come back, we got this match." And I was like, nah. And it was one time, Kevin, the booker,
Yeah, we know about Kev. Yeah, he cool, man.
he hit me up and he was like, "All right, look, this is the match." you could come in as a tag partner, and it's like you are one other guy, and I was like, who's the other guy? And he was like AR Fox, and I was just kind of like
AR Fox,
and I was like, he cold,
yeah.
but it was like you want to test yourself, like all right, no, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. I think it was me, Gino, but Gino was I don't think he was in a mess. I think he might have been a mess, and I think it was Brian Keith versus this team called like Team International at the time that was at Books.
Okay.
So that was like my first step in, and from there, like Book was like, all right, cool, like, and it just took off from there.
Like, was you nervous though? I mean, it's Booker T. I ain't gonna.
Nah, because like he already had like I already knew like at a point he didn't like me. So like once you get past that point, like I can't mess up no more. yeah. Like if you yell at me, like, look, what's the worst gonna happen after you yell at me again? Like,
yeah.
So one of the things since you did say that, when did it all like click for you? Like as far as, okay, I'm doing this now. Now I need to crank it up and get serious.
I had 2 points. I think it was like 2013. 2014 when I was training at Books, and we had like a real good training core. There was like a guy, Eric Lockhart.
Yeah.
He had a brother.
Yeah.
Lockhart, yeah.
They were there. There was this chick who was there at the time too, Cinema. I mean, if you saw her, you would know who.
I got on Reality Wrestling in 2016, so
She may have been there around the time. Well, she was like this fitness competitor.
Mhm.
Like, she had been to like a bunch of tryouts.
yeah.
So she would just give us hell days. And like around that time, man, it was like she had me in the best shape of my life. Then you had like the Lockharts who was like running training, who they were real good with this stuff on top of other people running training like Ryan Davis,
Yeah.
Aiden Cristiano. So like there was a point to where like Book was like, have I thought about doing extra work for WWE? And I was like, no. But like when he was like, I think you really can. And it clicked, all right, cool. Like, you mean to tell me if I work hard and I do this, like I could go in and make it? That wasn't the case.
but to backdoor that though, like I was at the first AEW show that they had in Houston. I went to both of them.
Yeah.
And seeing you there, and I'm like, that's Mysterious Q, and the crowd was going crazy. And
That was crazy.
And Zello, as I had Zello with me, we had went there. I think the first show
Was that the one me and Corey met you at?
No, matter of fact, that was the second one. We met at the
second
first
one.
one.
Okay.
We met at the first one.
Yeah.
I went to the second one with Denzel. We actually had floor seats. And the crowd was going crazy. They was like, Q. He was like, he looking around. He was like, Mysterious Q. Like when he said that, like everybody that was around us like literally stopped what we was doing and just looked at him like, how you don't
great
know?
Bambino.
I was like, how you don't know who Mysterious Q is? And ever since then, bro, he been hooked. So that was a dope experience. Experiencing that.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of origin stories, right? And I'm looking at you. You look like a blue chipper in every sense of the word, right? 6'3". You look like a DB, in the NFL.
You say a lot.
What is your athletic background? Because obviously your in-ring style, but then, also just the way that you carry yourself, like you've done something. You just didn't play video games and roll out of bed and do this.
My mom put me in everything when I was a kid, which if any parents out there are listening, like that's the best thing. Like don't give them a chance. Just throw them into everything.
Yeah.
Isaiah, get ready for that. I just want to plug my son real
But
quick.
yeah, I played basketball, football, soccer. I even played tennis at a point, man.
Oh.
So it's like a mixture of those, baseball too as well. I really gravitated towards basketball and baseball and soccer. So that's where I would like to think like I got a lot of my athleticism from those three sports.
Yeah, there's like a gracefulness to the way that you move, but also like a speed and a power that's unique. I think that's one of the reasons why you're regarded as like one of the pillars of Houston wrestling. It's just like a good blend. And I'm sure y'all agree with me over there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Soccer. What position you played?
Oh.
I was a forward.
Hey, I played goalie. I was cold too. My freshman year, we won state.
Nothing getting through.
Hey, Letterman jacket.
Oh yeah, I could. Matter of fact,
He got rings.
Maybe bring my Letterman jacket up.
I mean, you could have wore that.
Oh
instead of
yeah.
that suit.
Oh You know
They over
what?
here athletic. Meanwhile, I
Every
was
time
going
I
to get hit
go
with
to
the
Rams
ball.
and Wrestling, I'm gonna have my sign. Don't say Mysterious Q suck just for that. You know what?
And I'm gonna be right there to encourage him to rip that shit up.
Nah, I like Q, man. Nah, but yeah, that's cool. Forward, okay, cool. I think I would have blocked all your shots, but you know,
I mean, I like it. 'Cause it was physical. I was like kind of scared of playing football
yeah,
because I was at that weight and height to where when I was younger, they did it by weight.
mm-hmm.
So like I would always play up, like an age rank up.
Yeah, yeah.
And man, them boys was hitting. I was scared of that contact.
Yeah.
I'm not even lie. I was scared of that.
Hey, he really dating himself on that one, right? They don't make rules like that no more.
I was scared, man. But soccer, you could run and bump somebody or bump them.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of people sleep on soccer, but soccer go hard.
Yeah.
That's the world sport, right? It's got the most coverage of any other, sport in the
Most
world.
popular sport.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Betting
Yeah.
odds good on that too.
One more question too. This is another origin one. Like, you talked about your mom and wrestling. Who was your mom's favorite wrestler? Like, who did you grow up watching mom cheer for?
It was between it was Kerry Von Erich.
Oh.
Von Edge. Von Edge, man.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. Like I got the picture on my phone. I'm gonna show you afterwards. But my dad and my mom used to go to the local shows they had in Houston back in the day.
Paul Bosch.
Houston
Paul Bosch.
Auditorium or something, whatever. Yeah, and my dad he took a picture of Booker T when he was G.I. Bro. Like this a young
flat top.
Booker T.
That's a rookie card.
Like, this
With
is
the
a
flat
young
top and
Booker T.
everything.
And I took it to the Row Show one day, and he looked at it and he signed it for me. I mean, he was like shocked that we had that, and that was a pretty cool moment, man. But yeah, my mom and my dad, they love wrestling, bro. Like I feel like I was birthed into it too.
Yeah.
Man. I got the original WrestleMania and VHS in the case 1 and 2. I got all kind of stuff, bro. Like I even got the clay wrestling figures, like from like the
Arms
80s.
arms didn't move.
Yeah, they just stuck, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I like that, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
so I just want to get back to you. So how was your first day of actually training? I want to take a step back.
Let me see. Could I remember?
Heard there's a lot of cardio.
No. I mean, my cardio was good until I hit my mid-20s. I can't remember much because although that was my first like actual day in ring training, like I had went and watched for like 2 months while I was saving up. I would just go to training, like watch the footwork and everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might sneak in after like people did stuff. First day it was fun.
Mm.
A lot of people say it's hell.
Yeah.
So
It was only one day it was like that. Back, I don't know if they do it now, but back then Tug had this initiation where they call it hammers and chops.
Yeah.
And it would be like
we heard about that.
everybody who there, like you get pushed across the ropes and it's like one hammer. And how I was taught with those, you could go as hard as you can because it's in a safe spot. It's just gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And we just kept doing it. It was just me and 3 people. And this big guy named Buster. His name was Don Kimball, who he played football too. I didn't know that. He played for the Chicago Bears with Walter Payton and stuff. So,
Oh, okay.
I did not want to get chopped by him. But it wasn't so much like them chopping me that hurt it, but it was only 2 people. It was just the amount of times they kept chopping me.
Mm.
And he chopped me one time at the last time, and I just felt like the sweat down the back of my ear just get super cold. And like, I was like, Jesus.
yeah, our resident chop expert is not here. He normally takes all the chops.
Yeah, we got Zello Smoke, man. Yeah, he take all the chops on. He took a chop from La Familia. So when we bring Abel back, we taking 2 chops from him. Yeah. And then we got the Buzzard, Tommy Bolton.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, Bolton and JD. They both.
Brawley.
Yeah, Brawley. Yeah.
I would not want
That's
to
a big
take
boy.
anything Brawley, bro. It looked like everything hurt.
I think it's a little bit too late for that. I called him out, so You know.
You tripping with that one.
But I knew better than not to call you out. No, you see them? Oh, no. Hurt me.
I was hoping you called them on.
Oh, no. I'm gonna stick to my sign. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna stick to my sign.
Hey, so no one's catching the chop today?
Nah, nobody's catching.
Thank you.
I was
man.
catching the chop.
Nobody's catching the chop.
But being in reality wrestling and everything, you pretty much are hands-on with Booker at this point from what we see.
Yeah.
How and what is the best advice that he's ever given you as far as like going into wrestling?
It's weird because like I never like had him give me advice like directly to me, if that makes sense. I always picked up the gems from him when he was talking to somebody else or like the group, if that makes sense.
No.
And then like something would click to me like, oh, okay. But always when it was just me, it was just like he would give me direction or he would like be getting in my ass or something. Other than that, like the best thing like I can say like he's given me is to, he said the reason why like he can still stay around now is because he stays around like all the younger guys who are coming up. So like he knows the style that they're coming because he's around them. So like for example, y'all remember when Ricochet and I think it was Ricochet and Devitt, Prince Devitt.
Prince Devitt, yeah.
Was in like the New Japan, or it may have been Pac. I think it was Pac, and it was in the New Japan Junior, what they call it, the juniors,
The IWGP,
the Super Tournament.
Yeah.
Super Tournament,
yeah. So like they did that, and he sent this guy, me and Rex Andrews, the match.
Yeah, I know about Rex Andrews. Yeah, and
from that he was like, "That's why I can stay," and he would name the people like the Pac. At this time, it was I think CM Punk was around and Del Rio was around too.
Okay.
And he was like, then you got guys like that. Nobody can tell them how to work because they know it. So you get a mix of that and you can stay relevant. So from that, I took that you got to be open to the game and how the styles change. Because when I say like there was 2 points where it kind of clicked for me, because the first part, like when it clicked, then the styles kind of changed. So like you always have to adapt. I had to adapt and to where like it was a second point. But even now, like there's sort of like a almost like a shift now, or you can see, because like the whole world, like wrestling world gravitating towards like Brian Keith.
Yeah.
And like outside of like being cool with him, you kind of just sit back and like watch his matches, and it's kind of like, okay, like if everybody's gravitating towards this, there's something here
that I need to
that's
go
the
after.
formula.
Yeah.
So like to go back to the main thing like I took from Book that I can apply to pretty much in life, because that goes outside.
That goes outside of wrestling.
Yeah, that goes outside of wrestling too.
And then you can adapt very well, because like you can go play the big guy role, but you like super athletic to where you can do that lucha style.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I can see like a strong style kind of style in it as well. And it's like to see that is great. Like a big guy doing that, you know, like I said, he can.
I heard he does 450s and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't practiced in a while, and I hate to practice on somebody and just like, my bad, bro.
And then another highlight that I like of your match was the steel cage with Falaba.
Oh yeah,
that was around that era, that time period. That was that was great, bro. Like, one of my favorite matches of yours. Also another favorite match that I like was you and Chris Bay. I think that was pretty dope.
That got me on.
And it's like both of y'all styles is kind of similar in a way, and very fast paced and everything like that. So how was that going into that?
Man, it's crazy how that came about, because I think we were gonna do something like I think it was gonna be like the next Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
So Vampiro got all of us to go to Vegas, and that's where I met Bay.
Okay.
But like I knew of him because there was a video of him doing like these backflip drills in the ring, and he went to the top and the rope snapped. And it looked like he almost could have been paralyzed. So how this happened?
Oh,
And I remember at the time looking at that and like being like, damn,
Yeah.
kind of giggle because you know he was all right. And I was like, all right, cool, he good. Like we go laugh. And I saw him and I was texting Kiefer at the time, the promoter from Texas.
Yeah,
Like, yo, they just do it up here, Chris Bay, he's good. Long story short, that Lucha Underground, whatever season didn't happen.
yeah.
But we made connections.
Yeah.
So Bay commented on something and I was like, yo, Keith, like, can we get him up?
Yeah.
And like he came in and we were cool. Like it was weird. Like he got like where I'm from New Orleans originally.
Yeah.
He got like, he's not from there, but he has like that type of personality that's opening and welcome.
Yeah.
Almost like a Starbucks.
Yeah.
worker. Like,
Yeah.
open you up to be cool with him. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. And we went and we did the match and like he's young, but he's super mature. So I learned like a lot from wrestling him.
Yeah.
And even like in that match, I feel like that match was the match that kind of like put me on to where like I started getting more attention and more buzz, and I think that was like 2019
Yeah.
going into it.
Yeah.
Well, man, I got a real good question. Like when it comes to wrestling different people, chemistry, who is it that you've had like really, really good chemistry with? Because it sounds like you and Bay got, you know, some really, really good chemistry. Is there anyone that you've jumped in the ring with and you're like, man, magic's about to happen?
Yeah, Ryan Davison, for one, Gino, Aiden Cristiano.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jake something too. Like we mixed it up in like a triple threat,
Yeah.
but like everything just clicked off the bat, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to feel that chemistry?
For me, it'll be like mid match, and like sometimes you know. And also, Isaiah Broner, just big dude from I think he's like in the Ohio area.
Okay.
I think is that the Midwest?
It's kind of like
Yeah.
Works for me, man. Works for me.
I was a big dude from the Midwest.
We said no geography, didn't we, earlier?
But yeah, those guys, and you just know like when like there's a moment and it just feels. It's hard to explain it, but you feel it. It's like, okay, we got him. This is good.
Yeah.
So going off of that, on the opposite end of the spectrum, when you get in the ring and you can tell kind of like, okay, maybe the chemistry is not all the way there. What type of mindset applies to make sure you're still giving like the best match you can? Because I've always wondered that, because they always say when you watch a match, you can tell if two wrestlers have chemistry or not. So like what kind of mindset goes through your head in those moments?
Oh shit! I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. There's some points where like I like to think like first thing is like, oh shit, but the second one is like, okay, like where could we recover it at? I like to always think now like I can fix it, I can recover. So yeah, I can only think oh shit.
Oh man.
We'll recover this.
Yeah. Another thing that's cool too, and I gotta recognize reality wrestling too at this moment, because they have birthed some stars that went on and went up to the next level and got signed to whether it's Impact, WWE. I've seen a few guys there go to Japan and stuff like that. So I'm definitely giving them their flowers right now. But another thing that I thought was cool, and when I saw it, I was like, oh crap, this is real. When it was the reality of wrestling versus Impact Wrestling and how that came about, that was dope. And to see you in the ring with Moose.
Yeah.
And at that time, Moose was like that. Like he was peaking. He was peaking.
Yeah, he was about to get the push.
And that was
Remember
dope.
that.
So like, how did that come about? And what was your mindset when you got in the ring with him?
When they told me about it, my first mindset was like, all right, we'll see when it happens.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that's kind of how
You gotta
kinda-
play it like that, yeah.
It's kind of like your dad saying, like, we gonna do this? Like, all right, Dad, we'll see when it happens. I love you, Pops. No, like, because originally I was supposed to wrestle Sami Callihan. And I was all on board for that, because I was like,
That would've been good.
Yeah, that'd have been
Yeah,
dope.
I'm
That's
gonna get the clout.
big Sami.
Different styles too.
Yeah, different
I was
styles.
like, all right, cool. Like I knew where he was, and at the time I was like, he could get me to Chicago probably if you have a good match.
Yeah.
So we get there and then they're like, "No, we're gonna put Temple with Sami Callihan." And I was just like, "Man, what the?" And it was like, "Who you gonna wrestle?" And I was like, there was like Moose, and Moose that day looked like he was not trying to wrestle. He said like, "I thought I had the day off," and I was like,
Oh.
"Well, it can't be a day off for you."
Yeah.
Funny story too, because I guess like he didn't know. Well, I mean, not like he was gonna know who I was, but he almost tried to big dog me. Like he was kind of like, "Oh, so like, what do you want to do?" Well, no, we'll do this. And I was like, "All right." And I would suggest something, and he'll just be like, "Nah," like, whoa, like he was just laying out the whole like the match and my stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, man, I think like he think I'm a bitch.
Are you saying this?
And I'm like, I think you think I'm a bitch. And I was like, all right, it's cool. And so then like I suggested some stuff.
Yeah.
And then he goes like, how long you been working? And then I told him, and like he was getting out the ring, and like I could see like from his head, like everything like just changed. And he was like, oh okay, like what you want to do then?
Yeah.
And he was more receptive to me like doing stuff. And
Yeah.
we went out there and we had a pretty good match, I think.
Yeah. It was cool.
He had like one critique from me in there, and like I kind of use that now, like when I do things.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was pretty dope. It was I don't know if there would be another one. I hope there would.
Man, when I saw that and I just saw the whole card, I was like, dang, they really bringing all these stars
Was a good
here to
card.
reality wrestling.
That
Yeah,
women's match was hard too.
yeah, it did.
Like,
That was
a lot of people
great-
sleep on Impact. Like they got some good stuff,
Especially
going on.
now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, they really
Like
got some good stuff. Like,
Speedball, he go hard.
Speedball, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I need to say this. Man.
Talking to the hard cam.
Yeah. I watch Speedball and Brian Keith in Chicago, freelance wrestling.
Yeah,
I saw clip. Ooh,
Yeah,
Holy
yes,
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
yes.
I saw, and I was watching this live, live. And I know like the limit of BK's matches, and you could tell like when somebody's pulling it out,
Mhm.
and like we would talk about Speedball, like, man, like I want to wrestle him. He seemed like he could go.
yeah.
Man, Speedball got a damn bag of moves, and like
Oh,
He really
he
does.
stretches out.
Really
Yeah.
does.
And man, that match, the crowd, the aura, everything, I was just like, it's like if BK was like a bunch of seasonings, like onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, some other stuff.
All the
Yeah.
seasonings.
Speedball was the salt, because the salt brings out the true
Yeah.
flavor. in
Yeah.
your-
Yeah.
Man, Speedball, Jesus Christ, the run he's been on, like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was looking like, man, I need to step my shit up if I want to wrestle. If I want to wrestle Speedball, but I like his style, like the contact. So yeah, like
Yeah.
from him alone, like him, he's there. Chris Bay's at Impact.
Yeah, Chris Bay there.
Impact went up right now.
I like Josh
Trey
Evans.
Miguel, Ace Austin.
Yeah,
like,
those guys.
they're reinventing the X division right now, I think, in my opinion, at
They,
least.
they stepped up a whole lot.
Mhm.
And like I said, like a couple shows ago, I liked it when they had their different style of ring, and it's like when they let it go, it kind of like killed their image. Like everybody, like we knew this was Impact because of their ring. Nobody else really had that.
It's exciting.
And it was like their identity. And it's like when it got gone, it was like, you kind of felt that void.
Yeah.
But they came back hard, man. 2 times hard, 3 times hard.
I think when they let go of a lot of the originals like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode and stuff, they had to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
And I actually saw an interview with AJ Styles, and they were talking about they weren't really fans of the 6-sided ring. It was kind of harder to wrestle in.
I think Book said the same.
Yeah, because he was there too.
There was like the edges. There was more edges, right?
Yeah.
So that just made it
It's
also that
shorter
much
ropes and everything. Yeah.
much more harder
that's true.
around the ropes.
Never
Yeah.
been in that ring.
And it's mysterious Q, so we have to talk about the famous mask.
I was just gonna
Definitely got to get into that. I've noticed the transition of different masks,
Yeah.
and now you kind of wear the one that's kind of like going towards Hayabusa.
Yeah.
And let's get into that. So how did you get the mask and the transition of different masks?
The original mask was just some mask like my manager, like that I worked for, he had got like this random mask from like online. It was like, here, man, like you could use this. And it was It was a Teeny Obelisk mask. I
Mm.
don't know if you ever heard of Teeny Obelisk, but there's Teeny Obelisk and Teeny Obelisk Jr. So it's like a mask and like it just looks like a big V that goes down, almost like like one of the Power Rangers.
Okay.
But Teeny Obelisk Jr. got mad
Mm.
because my trainer tugboat wrestled in Mexico at Ciclope.
Okay.
And Teeny Obelisk, I think Teeny Obelisk Senior took Tug's mask. So he thought that this was like a jab at him, me wearing this mask. So like I had it spray painted to like some Street Fighter character.
Okay.
And I went with that for a while till like I got like somebody to actually make me a mask.
Yeah.
Which was like a rendition of that. And I went with that for the longest. And there was a point I felt like, I'm gonna slow down on wrestling. So like I'm gonna just I asked Kevin, I was like, hey, can I do like a Hayabusa, like get up? This is back when I used to ask him, like, hey, could I do this? And he was like, nah, that's too much like him. So it got to a point I was just like, nah, this probably gonna be my last mask. I'm gonna do one just for him. Took me like 2 damn years to get my mask from my gear guy. But when I got that one, like stuff felt better because my full face wasn't covered.
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah.
I could show like a little bit of like emotion.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta have that good ring awareness and the facial kind of bring the depth into the match. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So and I liked it, and like I always wanted to pay like homage like to Hayabusa. So like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do like the baggy pants or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely like in the mask, like I had to do that. Although like Bandito had a fire tribute to him, and then Osprey had that one. I was just like, and he got clearance from like his daughter to do it. So
that's crazy.
That was dope. But yeah, that's the that mask. Yeah.
You got it taken a few times. How did you feel about that?
When Fowler took it, I didn't like it. I hated it. Man, I hated it because I didn't know about it till I got there. I kind of heard it from somebody else like the night before at the bar, and I was like, nah, you don't do it.
Yeah.
You can't beat me and take my mask, bro. Like nah.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I know why it happened. But I don't know. I felt like there was no like run. Like I wasn't old enough to like understand how to mature outside the mask. Like,
okay.
I took it off the second time with All Day.
Yeah, turn heel.
That one felt better because it was a switch, like a change. Like, okay, like screw y'all. Y'all don't respect the mask. I'm not wearing the mask here no more. I'm gonna go wear it on the indies.
Yeah, okay.
And that felt better because then like I was able to become a heel and like I was able to just sort of be me, like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of like breaking out of shell.
yeah. I mean, coming from like a little shy dude, like it's hard to just kind of like.
Yeah.
So I'll reference this. So what was that? What's Adam Sandler the movie that was when the guy when he had the mask on, he was like
Oh, you're talking about Billy Madison. He was the disgusting blob or the revolting.
Yeah. It was kind of like that. So it's almost like this was who I am hiding behind the mask, and now I'm able to show who I really am now that I've broke that shell.
Yeah.
So
and like it took a while because I took it off, and I was supposed to have the return match for All Day, but then the pandemic hit. Boom. That slowed down a whole lot of stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So by the time we came back, like without the mask, but it helped because then like Roman Reigns sort of came back, and then like heel Roman, you kind of look at it like, oh, I could do that.
Man, you definitely a great heel.
And it just flowed because I was already doing like the respected thing.
Yeah.
And then like he started doing the acknowledge me, and I was kind of like, oh man, that's too close to like.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna still roll with it.
Yeah.
Like eventually I won't have to say it no more.
Yeah. So getting into with the mask, I want to also ask like with your lucha style and everything like that, you know, like in the Lucha Libre when they get their mask taken, it's like kind of like what's the word I'm looking for?
They get their identity
yeah,
taken
yeah,
from them.
yeah. Did you feel that kind of way, or did that rules
The first
apply to
time.
you? You know?
The first time it did. The second time it was like, nah, because y'all already saw. I mean,
Yeah.
people already seen it. It may be like the new thing, but like people already saw.
And y'all did a good job hiding it, because I remember going to the show and I was asking, like, who is Mysterious Q? And you walked past one time and I kind of was trying to put two and two together. And this was like early, like 2016, you know. And I was like, I was like, that Mysterious Q. They were like, oh, that ain't Mysterious Q. I'm like, he lying to me, but no, you know, I really couldn't just tell yet, but it looked like you. And I was like, I was trying to, but you had the full, I think, mask on at that time.
Yeah.
I think. So you really couldn't tell, but I was like, he built like him. I was like, you know what? Forget y'all. Y'all don't want to tell. You know, but they did a great job keeping your identity. Like, so, you know, that was pretty cool. Shout out to them for doing that.
I was gonna say, I got a question, man. Like, why the mask, man? You're a good looking dude. I ain't hitting on you, man, but there's some dudes that need to wear the mask, and then
Hey, I wasn't as good looking when I put that mask on, bro.
you cleaned up a little.
Yeah. Nah, it was all just like the origin of what like I was going to be when I first started. Like I started as a referee, and
Man.
this guy gave me he was like, "You want to be Q?" And I was like, "What the hell is Q?" And he said he got it from like Star Trek. Like Q wasn't like, he was just this thing that would just pop up, and they were like, "You're going to be a ref." This group of like, they're going to be a beat down after the match. They're going to push you away. You just cower. So like, hey, stop, no. I would leave, come back as Q in the mask, beat him up.
So
Come take it off, come back as the ref. Like, y'all okay? What happened?
Clark Clint.
So
Yeah, Clark.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't get into that. If you're this size, if you were this size at that point, I'd be like,
Oh no, I was,
I'd be like, man, hell no.
nah, I was skinny. I was
Okay.
18, so I was.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah.
Man, I wasn't even like 200 pounds back then.
Man.
Man.
So yeah, I put the mask on, and then just being shy, like I wasn't comfortable.
Mm.
It's like people wearing sunglasses, right? Like a lot of people wear sunglasses so that they can talk on interviews. You know, I don't know what it is about throwing the sunglasses on, but some people are able just to like talk and pontificate when they got some sunglasses on, but then you take them off and then they kind of,
High back.
Yeah,
high
kind
back in
of
the chair.
like a poker face, if you want to say something.
yeah,
like
like the brim
Yeah.
and the glass.
Imagine.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I use that a lot. Like if it's a new place I've never been,
Yeah.
and it's just strangers, like I almost like to have my shades on, even if it's 11 o'clock at night. It just feels like a sense of security, kind of.
Mm.
So you don't have to make that eye contact at the beginning. You know what I
That's
mean? When
what
you
I
feel
was
more
thinking,
comfortable,
Yeah,
and then
eye
you
contact,
can
yeah.
let go of it. You know.
So hold on, before you even get into that,
I was a hate.
hey man, I was kind of disappointed the last show, man. You know, well, I mean, we lost. You know what I'm saying? We just what happened? Like, I was upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of upset.
Who's we? We lost what?
We didn't lose anything. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, I still left a champion, so I mean, I don't know.
This is true.
Look, Ed Stone.
I just want to know, me
Stone
personally,
Island.
when we getting our belt back? You know what I'm saying? That
I don't know, man. We go send Brian Keith out there first to see if he could go and do something.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll just tell Ed Stone keep the tags on that bitch because you got to bring it back.
Oh,
there it is.
Receipt,
Hey,
damn it.
our boy got a faction behind him now, so
Hey.
You got to sweat and do all that hard work.
Oh man,
I like it. I like it a lot.
And the whole tag team, well, the faction of you, Gaspar Hernandez, I want to say his name right, Ice, but Ice,
Matt,
yeah.
fine.
yeah. That coming together. How did you hear about it, and what you thought about it once everything clicked?
It kind of just formed on his own. Like I saw it happen because I wasn't at the show,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna lie, I saw it and I was just like, okay, That's only because me and BK not there.
Okay.
And I was like, we gotta be involved in that in some type of way.
Yeah.
And so Matt got I think he got hurt. So then like it just pushed up me and Gaspar. And I was just kind of like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird, like it clicks like with the three of us, with like me and Gaspar trying to do something, and Matt always just playing like he's like a Luka, if that makes sense. Like he's always on the outside, but he's throwing like the assist to do something dirty. Like he's always contributing to a win. So like, I mean, I think it was pretty good. I was waiting for him to come back, like so it could be like, all right, cool, like we could tag.
Yeah.
See what's up with that.
Man, you sharing the ring with Booker T was pretty dope too.
It was crazy, man. Like he did his intro and I was just looking. Like I was totally out of gimmick. I was just watching, like, I don't even know what to do with him, man. Like
You're a fan.
You ain't get this part in like the video games. You create your entrance or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't do that like when it's
That's
like
the best part of playing SmackDown versus
right?
Raw.
Like, do your
Don't
entrance.
create a wrestler, I don't think.
It was I keep making basketball references.
Yeah, no,
but,
you good.
To me, it was like playing like with LeBron, because like I didn't know how much he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So he would call your shot when and he would come in. He was hitting all his greatest hits. He had the under the arm kick, bam. He had the crescent kick, boom. He I think like he was even about to hit like he missed one and he was gonna come back with the flying forearm, but
Okay.
guess like he already poked Warren in the eye. But that was pretty cool. He got mad at me though, because I was taking too much of I was hogging too much of the ring.
Oh, okay.
It's a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was pretty dope to see that, man. And I actually had front row that day, so I definitely got to see all of it. Because last time he was stunned on me, he had front row and I was in the back, way in the back. You know?
Got to get them tickets early.
Yeah,
It's
gotta
still
get them
a trip
tickets
to me,
early,
like,
man.
to see him out there. It's just like he's a legend. You know, I still feel like a kid when I see him out there. You know what I mean? It's just like I grew up watching you in Harlem Heat. Like,
Yeah, it almost,
golly, and you just feel like a kid again. It's crazy like that.
to a point. Like during the entrance, I felt like that. Like during the match, it felt like a training session. It felt like we was just out there training and like you doing stuff to wait to hear like, hey, did I mess that up? Did I waiting to hear like the legendary freeze? Like when everything when the match was going bad, he was just like, freeze that. And you wait to hear it, but he'll just be like, Q, let me get some. I'm like, okay, you want it? All right.
Oh,
You sub yourself in. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like, I mean, I wish he would have tagged me in the IG post.
Speaking of that, again, how we said that a lot of the people from Row go up to, putting a little work in here, a little work in their different companies. What experiences have you had going to WWE or Impact or AEW, as we said earlier? And how was that to get there? Like any tryouts, anything like that?
Like a legit tryout, never had a legit tryout with WWE. I wanted to do extra work. So they kind of like look at you and tell you certain things like to work on. WWE, their biggest thing was lose the mask. So like eventually I lost the mask because of that. I don't know, like WWE at first was like a bit overwhelming. And then you kind of see like some of your friends make it, then it's like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Okay.
But like it got to a point to where like I wasn't trying to do WWE. I wanted to be like on the indies, because I felt like I was getting better like going different places on the indies.
Yeah.
And so like you go and do that, you build your brand.
Yeah.
Then you can come like to WWE. And that's what like Regal told me himself.
Okay.
Impact, like the only interaction I had with Impact was during the Row versus Impact.
Okay.
And D-Lo was just like, can I give you some advice? Yeah, just he was like, lose the mask, work on this, work on that, and then get back to me or whatever. And he's always kept an eye on things, but it's kind of like, I lost the mask, dude. I'm giving you both I'm giving you the best of both. Like I wrestle like in the mask on the indies and outside the mass on book, which is TV based, which is kind of like college prep for TV.
Yeah.
Just to show like what like I can offer, but like it kind of frustrates me when people say like
Stay kind of
lose the mass.
yeah, do this.
The mask is off, and like on the biggest platform, like you could see me, you should see me, which is there. So I don't know, like I feel like Impact never like hit me up since then. So I feel like if I made like a good run by like summertime and like send something, I would hope, or maybe like I'm just cutting myself short and thinking like I need to be at this level, and they probably think I'm decent and I could do something, but that's that with Impact. AEW is I think like I could be in AEW.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mainly like damn near all my friends like are there and like they make it. When I did the AEW Dark in Houston, just like that elevation.
They got well,
the ovation like of the crowd.
Okay,
Just like coming out like and I was like, damn, hold up, like because before I just thought like nobody.
Nah, we knew
didn't
exactly
respect
who you.
nothing
We knew exactly who you were.
Yeah, like I'm alright, like. And I went out there and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And part of me was like, nah, it's just they see somebody they know.
Yeah.
But they stuck with it. And that was pretty good. And like I stayed in contact with like Sean Dean.
Yeah.
Who was doing like the he would set up people like coming
to come out there.
Yeah. So like that was like 2 times after that, like I got hurt. So I couldn't really really do like the darks or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely can see you getting signed soon. Your PWI number is going up.
I hope, man. To be honest, I feel like I ain't been doing a lot of much lately because it's like all attention really is like towards like BK.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Austin Rock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit behind on it, but
yeah, I get what you're saying.
He getting like a lot of the shine. So
yeah,
like,
he definitely is, bro.
So I feel like I ain't been wrestling the places he been wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, it's looking like I ain't doing nothing. I'm about to drop a bit.
So as y'all like, to me on the outside looking in, I think you're doing a great job. And to see you go, like 1 minute y'all wrestling in Texas, 1 minute y'all might be in this state, this state, next state, and all these different bookings. Like you gotta work your tail off in the indie scene, and you get to a certain point. At a certain point, when you start noticing, hey, I'm getting a whole lot of bookings, and I'm at this caliber. At what point, like, did you feel like your price went up? Cause that got, your worth. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no, definitely. You saying like, your price went up. Like, I'm trying to think. Like you. As far as like when you're having like all these bookings and you're going places, I was given like this flat fee because I was just happy to just be out there.
Yeah.
Because it was at the point where there came a time in wrestling where like anybody could be anywhere and record someone on their phone and put it on Twitter and then it blows up.
Yeah.
So at that point, like you have to always be, you can't have a day off like when you're wrestling because somebody could film that could be something somebody sees and then like your stock just go, eh. It wasn't until like maybe like a little bit after the pandemic, and I was just kind of like, let me try to inch it up just this month.
Yeah.
I met this guy, Super Beast. This big dude in the mask, like wrestles in Mexico a lot.
Okay.
Badass, like legit badass. I wrestled for him in Vegas, and like he kind of gave me my pay early, but he kind of just like threw it at me. And he was like, you need to up your pay. And like he was driving and I looked up at him in the rearview mirror and like he said it and he kind of had this look and he was like, you need to be getting at least this or this.
Yeah.
And like Ed Stone was in the car with me. He was like, yeah, I don't charge this or I don't walk out the house for less than this if it's not books. And I was like, okay, so like I half that. And I was like, okay, this is my fee. But definitely after I did AEW Dark,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, price went up.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then you see your PWI rating, and it's like, hey, price went up. So like this year, I started like giving like the price that I should have had in 2020.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And you always wonder, like, there as a fan outside looking in, you know, these different indie shows, and some venues may look like top notch, some venues may not look as top notch, and you just should be thinking, like, okay, they doing this, and I'm looking at this crowd. It's about 20 of us in here. You know, how did they make this work? You know, the pay, like, you be wondering, like, some of these moves that these wrestlers are doing, you know, in these different little venues. You be like, they hurt themselves, you know, is it worth this, you know, worth the amount that they're getting paid here or this and that? Just, you know, the politics and the whole thing of that, it just always wonder how that stuff goes, you know. And yeah, that price definitely got to go up when you definitely know your worth and the growth and the hard work you done put in. So
yeah, it'd be like that.
because you got to think about your travel, your flights. And,
That's true too.
Yeah, everything like that. A lot of people get rental cars, you know, to save on money and stuff like that. So
Man, I've done so much driving, bro. This is to all the promoters like outside of Texas who be like, why y'all don't get a carload? You can legit drive for 14 hours and still be in the state of Texas. So like,
yeah.
it's definitely hard. Like at this point, like I don't even mind like spending a little bit of extra to buy a flight because man,
Then
Time is money.
those road trips would be
Driving will take it out of you too.
Yeah.
After those long hours.
You sit there and then like you sometimes
Legs start
like,
hurting, your
you get-
back starts hurting.
Yeah, you get there right before like a match, and then you just go out there cold, and that's how you get hurt.
yeah.
So
Well, here's a good one, man. Right now it feels like Houston, especially, but Texas is exploding, right? Like when us Texas boys go out to different parts of the country, like how are we faring? Like when you look around, you're like, man, we can hang with these dudes. We're better than these dudes. Like, what's the feeling with this Houston crop of talent that's coming up right now?
I kind of feel like when we wasn't like traveling out, we had like when people there was a time when it was like, man, Texas booming, and like we're booming because we're all like wrestling like in Houston for like the longest, or in Texas. Then we started like just branching out, and like it's not like what we think because we just see it and we're in like it's kind of like, all right, like you opening the door for that. Like for example, like when Ryan Keith got PWG, I was just like, yo, we made. Like, that was just my dream. Like, man, if I could just wrestle PWG and something could happen, I could never wrestle again. I'll be okay. So like he got there, and I was like, yo, okay. So in my head, I was like, man, I got to step my shit up. Because I was like, if he go there and like he show out, which he did, I was like, one of us next.
The eyeball started looking.
Yeah, somebody next. So like. That's kind of how like I see when people go places. It's like, okay, like somebody's next. Like, somebody next on deck. Because we did it in Chicago with Freelance. They did it in Daylock Pro. Where, I don't know where that is, but like Hyon and Richard Rose over there. So it's like we gonna go places. Like
Rising tide raises all ships.
Because didn't you go to Mexico too?
I did, yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
Man, I tell you. I thought I was gonna die in Mexico.
Oh,
not from like. I mean, the area was bad, but the apparently it's the altitude. So I had altitude sickness.
Kind of like going to Denver.
Yep.
Yeah, but I heard like it's worse. Like I'm trying to talk and call something, and it's kind of hard. But there's one or two people who understand, and in there I'm just kind of like. It felt like I was kicking out just like to breathe. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know what's going on. And like, I had to use somebody's inhaler, which I don't even have asthma. So Mexico was fun, but man, like, I think like if I went to Mexico for like 2 weeks to train and came back, boy, I'd be a beast. Man, I'd be a beast.
They got a different style down there, man. I like Vikingo right now. Vikingo is definitely doing this thing, man. That's a bad.
That dude's wild.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think that'll be a dope match between y'all two.
Oh yeah, definitely. I need like 2 weeks though.
2 weeks down there.
Come with some crazy stuff and be like, all right, bro, whatever you got, I got you.
Speaking of crazy stuff, you did a few intergender matches.
Yeah.
How was that for you, and the difference between wrestling a man and a woman? Like, because you be thinking he hit her real hard. You probably,
Hey man,
you sign up for it, but just, was it weird?
You know what? At the point when I started doing, my first one felt weird, and it was for Thunder Rosa's promotion because I just didn't know how to go about.
Yeah,
because I was bigger than this person, but they were the heel.
Yeah.
After a point, it to me it felt like a lucha match because that's all it was. It was like, hey, we're running these. You do this because that's the only way you go get me off my feet.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but then like you get into the ones with the women who can strike hard. Like,
yeah.
Although I wrestled Billy Stark when she was 17 or 16, and she hit. She hit, and I was just like, okay, like this was fun, and that was the first match I actually did to where like I was comfortable with psychology, and like it was like I could hit you with this big move and hit you with this, and you could take it and get me with just as much. Then I wrestled Hyon, and like that being like legit, like my best friend, like outside of my sister.
Yeah.
We just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was light though.
Outside of wrestling, we know you like video games and stuff like that. What's some of the games you play?
I was on Assassin's Creed Valhalla for a minute because I was trying to 100% it.
Okay.
I've 100%ed every Assassin's Creed game that I played. So I'm proud about that.
Yeah.
I was on Dying Light for a minute, just the first one because I was gonna try to play the second one.
Yeah.
That was too much for me. I've been on 2K a lot.
Okay, 2K. Slack wanted to bring this up, man. We know you like Dragon Ball Z, so he got a couple of questions we wanted to get with you about that, man.
Hit you with a little speed round real quick. All right. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan myself, so I just had to do this. I had to. All right. So I'm going to hit you with question one. All right. Screw, marry, kill.
Oh.
Android 18, Bulma, and Chi-Chi.
I'm going to marry Android 18. I'm going to screw Bulma. No. Can I switch this?
You can. Go ahead.
I'm going to marry Bulma. I'm going to screw Android 18 and I'm going to kill Chi-Chi.
Oh.
Me and Zello had the same exact answers on that.
Yeah, I'm that way
I
too.
feel like that's the only
same
correct
exact
answer if you
answer.
think about it.
Bulma.
Yeah, that one was too. There was a reason Goku was out there training all the time, guys.
Yeah, he was.
There was a reason.
Even in the afterlife, he was like, I still got to go.
I still gotta go.
Still gotta go.
Bye, Chi-Chi. Who was the better father to Gohan, Goku or Piccolo?
Piccolo.
That was too easy. That was too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
My daughter name will be Piccolo.
Hey, I like that. All right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
All right.
name.
Gas or pass? Super Saiyan 4 form. Kind of a
Pass.
same. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Hasn't been given.
It makes no sense in the evolution of the Saiyan form. It
Yeah.
just makes no sense to me.
Don't.
All right, who was the coldest villain? The coldest, like the evilest of the evil.
From now till now, or from then till now.
Yeah.
From Dragon Ball, from Z, Super, GT, it don't matter. Who was the coldest?
Is a tie between Gas and Frieza. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Frieza.
I like Kid.
Frieza.
I like
Oh
Kid
yeah,
Buu.
Frieza all day.
I
yeah.
like Kid Buu.
Boo is
Oh,
bad, but
Boo
man,
was bad.
Frieza
Yeah.
just came back on some.
It's the wit too.
Yeah.
Frieza's insults are the greatest.
Yeah.
They really are. He's got all the smoke.
Frieza is racist. He's
Hey, Frieza be throwing it out there a little too easy.
He
Oh,
do.
really, monkey?
Yeah.
Wow, you didn't say that?
Like Frieza and Uncle Ruckus. Like
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Good comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, so who you training under?
Vegeta.
Okay. I would have said Whis, but very good, Vegeta. Okay, this is kind of a more intricate question. Hercule, Mr. Satan, was he a babbling idiot or a necessary martyr?
Necessary martyr, man.
He was needed. He was needed there, so all the people on Earth knew that he was the one that took care of Boo. It wasn't the Z Fighters, Goku and the Z Fighters. They didn't want any of that attention. They needed Hercule there. So, in my opinion, yes, he was a necessary martyr. Okay, Goku or Vegeta?
Well, easy, bro. Vegeta.
Yeah. Oh.
Goku never beat Vegeta.
This is true.
You go through all that.
It's
He
true.
never beat Vegeta. Vegeta always gets the slack. He never gets the praise.
Yeah.
But he always
You're right.
grinds for it. So
But here's my thing on that. I don't think Vegeta came into his own, and this is just my opinion, until they haven't even put it out on like anime yet. It's still in the manga. When Vegeta hit his ultra ego,
yeah, Ultra Ego.
he finally decided, I'm not trying to keep up with Goku anymore. I'm going to create my own legacy. And then when he hit ultra ego, that was Vegeta right there.
yeah.
So and it took a long, long time to get there because he was always right under Goku.
Trying to get.
He was trying to be Goku. He was trying to get on that level and finally decided, you know what? I've got my
took
own
Beerus.
stuff.
That took Beerus
Beerus
to
for that.
smack him and be like, say, bro, I'm not training you. But
Yeah.
if you want to learn,
Mm-hmm.
boom. So that was, yeah.
And I got one more for you. Best moment in all of Dragon Ball lore.
Oh.
Best moment, just the one that just like you see it and you just feel it and just like, man, I feel that.
You gotta be
I have a feeling you're gonna say it.
the Ultra Instinct sign, bro. Like when he
Yeah.
That's up there for me.
is that or the there's three. That the Kamehameha to the face,
Mm-hmm.
Kale.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that gives me goosebumps is when Vegeta goes Royal Blue and
Yeah.
in the Terminal Power and like Goku powers up and they go at Jiren.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Gohan hitting Super Saiyan 2 and defeating Cell. That's like the best moment in my opinion. Like there's so much emotion behind that. There's like
There is.
that made me tear up. Even I'm 41 years old now, still made me tear up. I ain't even lying, dude.
mean-
Like he just saw all his friends die, and like that was what he needed to push him over the top. Because even Goku said he's the strongest Saiyan. I'm not the strongest.
Yeah.
It's Gohan. So that's all I got on that one, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Those
cool.
some good questions.
Thank you.
And then before we get out of here, we gotta ask you this. Your dream match.
Well, yeah, it would have been me versus Hayabusa.
Mm.
But realistically, like now, like maybe me versus Tuco Scorpio.
Oh,
That's cool.
It's my wrestling pops.
Wrestling. That's cool. That's cool. And also too, right now, man, we want to also recognize one of our sponsors, man. Ballistic Barrier, man. Make sure y'all check them out. The king of solar screens, home of the 55 any size shape color screen. And we'll be right back with the PWO and Mysterious Q.
The king of solar screens.
Ballistic Barrier Products.
Two companies.
One goal, you.
For almost 20 years, we have led the industry in providing an American-made product that's not only safe, but dependable.
And now Ballistic Barrier has curtains for walls, doors, and windows.
A window covering that saves lives and deters active shooters.
A shade to prevent more harm to our schools, our churches, our offices, our homes. With its Kevlar core, you can rest assured that safety is in front of you.
We are back with the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. All right, man, I got a few questions. Get you a little speed round, see where your head's at with just wrestling in general. Okay, let's get it. Favorite wrestler of all time?
Bret Hart.
Cool.
Boy.
My man.
Favorite wrestler currently? Hey, it could be Mysterious Q, man.
Don't sell yourself short.
Brian Keith.
Nice.
Cooking.
Favorite female wrestler of all time?
Ooh. Medusa.
nice.
Nice. That's definitely different. Favorite female wrestler currently?
Hion.
Hiya.
Okay. Favorite tag team of all time?
Hayabusa and what's it? Was it Jinsei Shizaki? The guy with the
You talking about he got the words on him?
yeah, he
He was in WWE as
Hakushi.
Hakushi. Yeah, Hakushi.
Stupid for not knowing his name, but yeah, them two.
Favorite tag team of all time?
That
I mean, favorite tag team currently. Sorry about that.
Get heat for this. I like Culture Inc.
Coaching.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely get some heat from that.
Yeah.
Love you, Fly Def.
Okay. Where would I go? Man, I gotta get my questioning. Favorite technical wrestler of all time.
Chris Benoit.
That's cool.
That's
Everybody
cool.
says that.
Everybody says that. Everybody-
You're good. Favorite technical wrestler currently.
Jonathan Gresham.
Oh yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Good call.
It's very nice. Other than that, man, I think you did great on the speed round. You was the fastest one, I tell you that much.
Everybody else, yeah.
Answer something. Deck, ready to go.
Yeah. Well, my little two questions. Your favorite wrestling belt period of all time, and your favorite pay-per-view of all time.
I like the Rated R spinner belt. I was a big Edge fan.
Okay.
Favorite pay-per-view of all time?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 17.
Cool.
Good call.
Cool.
Good call.
Cool.
Good call.
And also,
Greatest Mania too.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, too, at this time, we want to recognize one of our sponsors. Let you know that this episode is brought to you by Bailey Rose Family Mortuary. We cost less because we care more. Bailey Rose is the leading funeral provider in the Fifth Ward Cashmere Gardens area. They have affordable prices and they offer payment plans if needed. Bailey Rose is 15 minutes away from the medical center and they have access to over 200 caskets, different styles. Give them a call today at 713-842-7871. That is 713-842-7871. Bailey Rose Family Mortuary.
All right, man. We just want to, first of all, thank Mysterious Q for coming out and being on the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. We really appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely appreciate you. And let's not forget the rest of our guests. We got TJ freaking Gatsby in the building, a.k.a. Discount Montez Ford. Hey, man, we got our boy Chris over there in the cup. Hey, Chris, man, tell him about your about martial arts, man. Tell him what you got, man.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten into the professional wrestling world a little bit as a fan, right? But then I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I know I'd reached out to Book and Charmel, and I was like, hey, I'd love to contribute, to something that's been a huge part of my life in my own little special way. So they were gracious enough to open up the doors, and when time allows, when I'm not coaching at my junior high, I go up there, to roll, and then I just work with the guys and the girls up there, and met some really good people. And there's something about these kids that are chasing their dreams, like it fuels me. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to see some people drop what they're doing and chase a dream, because I don't think that happens enough nowadays. I'm an educator, and that's what excites me. Yeah. So I see education going on over there, and it excites me to see, these young men and these young women like giving it a go. Like, people don't do that.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Yeah,
so it's a beautiful thing. You can catch me at the Be Someone podcast also. I got my own little podcast, and hopefully, I'd love to have you gentlemen on. I'd love to have you, Q, one day. And
no doubt.
Thank y'all for reaching out, man. I had a wonderful time, man. Y'all made my week.
Hey, man, our doors always open, man. And we appreciate y'all, man. And again, man, this is season 2 of the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. I'm Mikey Manslaughter Facts, because I'm always killing it.
Professor OG Slacker signing out.
And y'all know me, man. I don't need no introduction in this. I'm a big timer. Don't watch me. Watch Dynamite TV.
Hey, man, don't forget, when you're down with the PWO, you're down for life.